and their conquest would be far more difficult. So before striking with his armies, he used another weapon.
I should be on X-Files. I'm a reptile. What I spit is heat. I live in streets that pump more sand than Venice Beach. My fan base range from Spain out to Tennessee, Sicily, Italy, Nola, Pistol Pete. Mention me, you gonna be sleeping where the fishes be. Little Miss Thing gonna be missing for like 60 weeks. I flip your head back and reverse like a Missy beat. New strap.
Oh, nah, it ain't done yet. February 4th. They said the hardest thing to do in life is write a will.
Holla, what up, nigga?
Purchase your ticket to be in the building or catch it live on pay-per-view stream.
Propaganda barrage, to confuse, to make them lose faith, to divide and conquer.
You guys just continue to develop this little grudge, you and K, right? I think K is gonna have a real active 2023 because we got to do the A-War battle. We got to fix that for the fans. We got to do.
Hey, shouts out to my brother A-War.
I do want to see, definitely shout out to A-War. I do want to see Bigg K versus Coach Corleone, a legendary puncher versus one of the best up-and-coming punches.
I want to see that battle.
I want to see that.
And Coach is my guy.
Yeah, Coach is my nigga. And you and K, that's an argument that you can create now. You could say how you felt when K dissed you in the Mac Myron battle and me and you wasn't really rocking. So when you cut on that battle and you see me laugh at his bar, how did you take it?
Oh, fuck that nigga. I was like,
I can't laugh at a bar?
Fuck nah. Not
First of all, I had a mask on my face. Bruh. I even know how crazy I gave it up.
I don't do they rumors. I've been thugging since a youngin' in the school play knew you. Y'all must got fake activists up in your Kool-Aid cooler. I said fake activists. Oops, I meant Bruce Franks Jr. Just like that, we gone like the wind. If you want some fucking smoke, you can go and invite them in. But eat shit nerd, fuck who thought you might have win. Another 30-second word, the dog strikes again.
I know because I'm the nigga that got the first reaction out of you. I started the ARP reacting to bars. Because at first, what y'all don't know, ARP used to be like, you know what, I can't be biased. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my cats, I rock with y'all, you know what I'm saying, brick by brick. But, cool, I get that. Mr. Mills, boom, I had one of them ones, you walk off. After that, I battle Red. And you go, every punch I had, I said, okay, bet, that's where we at. And so when I'm watching a battle, the thing that pissed me off more so about the whole situation is what led up to the situation. What led up to that particular bar. Because if you go on my old Instagram, all this shit's still there. On all my pictures of me in the office, me fighting in the streets, all of this, you see a comment on there. And that comment is Bigg K. 757 or whatever it is. And it's like, bro, you the GOAT. Bro, you amazing. Thank you for all you do. Boom, boom. This how tight me and K used to be. You know, we used to rock together.
Y'all still to this day act like I tried to kill y'all in Cali at bowling.
You definitely tried to kill us.
But anyway.
All three of us stuck in that little bitty ass Mustang. But on everything I love, bro, like K was my bro. I considered him my bro. There was a conversation I had with me and Ice about a picture. Right, that had nothing to do with battle rap. This is about life, with the cop. Right, with the cop and da-da-da. This was Ice.
That was the bar that K led into it.
Yeah, but
the TikTok, and if I ever do a TikTok with the cops, there's a bomb in a police station bar.
Yeah, so for me, with Ice, Ice is big bro. That ain't. But you put this out publicly, so we don't have this conversation publicly. Your hashtag down here means something different than me than everybody else because I'm out here about.
I know what you're talking about. So K interjected.
K interjected.
Now let me ask you this. Let me be objective since K ain't here to speak for himself. Was your response to K dividing his meaningful input to him to put him out of it because he's not black?
No, that wasn't initially it. But
oh, you say initially, so you did do that, then you're saying?
Absolutely. Because
why? I want to know why.
Because one thing about it is...
Let me ask you one question. I'm going to turn this into a debate.
Oh, I'm with it.
Is K one of us?
What you mean one of us?
When I say that, it could be taken so many ways. I just want to hear your answer. Is K one of us?
Yeah, I can't even answer that one way. I can't.
What's the first way that comes to mind?
The first way that comes to mind, the answer is no.
But that's just pure race, you're saying.
That's just because when you say one of us, and we having this particular conversation,
because
with
we're
the
talking about
of course I'm gonna say no. Right?
Because it all came up under the police shootings and all that type of stuff that was going on.
And one thing I always respected about K was never oblivious to the fact that he was white.
Before we get to that, because some of this is a part of y'all back and forth that I'm unraveling, I think. So the second way that it can be taken when I say is K one of us, when you say sometimes culturally, right? Because we all agree hip-hop is a culture, okay? Hip-hop is not just rapping.
Absolutely.
It's the way we live, it's the way we talk, it's the way we think, it's the way we dress, it's the way we act.
Mm-hmm.
Hip-hop is a world within itself that many people are a part of. You go over to the Philippines or whatever, shit, most of us know what flip top is. They kill all of us, even in battle rap. Right? So you go to these different parts of the country or the world, and you see what hip-hop is. They all own it. They all are a part of it. So that's the other way that I could ask that question when I say, is K one of us?
Hip-hop culture-wise, absolutely. If you remember my...
Because that would mean that we share in the same culture.
The same culture.
If I wake up as a hip hop person, right? If I wake up as a hip hop person and he is of that culture, we are of the same culture then. And I'm not talking about race.
No,
I'm talking about
no culture. Hip hop culture, absolutely. If you go back to my B-Dot battle, before I did Sharon about cultural appropriation, I shouted out the rappers who I do feel are part of the culture, that are white, right? Because what I didn't want to convey in that battle rap was that I didn't fuck with white rappers. That ain't it. I felt a certain type of way about Sharon as opposed to Bigg K, Ill Mac, Real Deal, A Ward. I shouted out a bunch of people.
A Ward is one of your horsemen.
Yeah, of course. But let me tell you something. A Ward is not going to interject himself in a conversation between two black men who are having a discussion about something of this nature that don't have nothing to do with hip hop culture. See, this ain't that.
So what was? Let's clarify that. That conversation with Ice, was it a pure race-based black man to black man?
It absolutely
conversation.
Was.
You're saying
it absolutely was. It absolutely was.
And you feel that none of our white, Asian, Spanish brothers can interject in some of those feelings if they share the same sentiments?
Not if it's us having a conversation. If I heard two women over here going in, calling each other bitches, y'all gonna have to handle that. If I see two people of another culture talking about something in their culture, and I ain't talking about hip-hop culture now, I'm talking about strictly race, strictly oppression, strictly the things that we deal with on a daily basis that they can't answer for. They can't answer for it because they're not us. No matter how empathetic they are, no matter how close of allies they are, they will never be able to.
That is true, but I could be objective there. The reason why I could be objective is because the topic at hand affects us all when we walk out into those streets. So when you got
What topic is that?
So what really brought us to the boiling pot was all the back-to-back senseless murders of our black men from police shootings. That's what really brought us to our boiling point. That's where we got the legitimate, at first, Black Lives Matter movement. That's where all these companies started to incorporate Black Lives Matter, started to be a little bit more simple, at least publicly. That's when, you know, a couple stores was getting torn up and all this type of stuff. We was having a public wave. For the moment, it felt like the black man's plight was finally being felt. But that affects the entire world. Anybody that steps out into those streets, for example, if you're a white man in the midst of that, you know how sensitive it could be for you to be out in the streets in a black neighborhood if right now the temperature is these white people are oppressing us? That can affect you. It's no different. I could use a joke for that. You see, like when Martin Lawrence joked and he was like, remember after the Rodney King shit, right? Remember that joke that he said? He said that day on the highway in traffic you can get over, meaning like because the whole temperature outside was just like, whoa, wow, this is happening to black people. It's a very sensitive topic. So then the black man in that situation, like, can I get over in traffic? And the white man's like, you got it today.
I think so.
The point that I'm making there is that moment, and it's actually not just a moment, but it reached the boiling point, affects everybody in every race. And then you even got people that have to make decisions within themselves as men and women, because it's all right there in our face, and they have to make these decisions and tell themselves, do I agree with this? Do I really believe that these black men and these black kids and women and should be treated like this? Should I still be ignoring this? Should I care about this?
I hear what you're saying. The problem I have with it is we're talking about two separate things in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does affect everybody.
1000%.
Absolutely. That goes without question.
Mm-hmm.
The answer, what we have right here in front of us is there was a specific incident that led to this.
Maybe we should clarify what the incident was.
The incident was Head Ice took a picture. There were cops in the picture. And he said something to the effect in the caption that he got fans, all types of fans. Cool. I know at least 2 or 3 cops from back home that rock with my battle raps, right? But what you don't see is a picture with them and the hashtag. Well, I ain't even tripping off the picture. It was the hashtag.
Which was what again?
And he hashtag All Lives Matter.
Okay.
I said, bro, what we doing? Because we know why All Lives Matter was created. All Lives Matter was never a thing. Blue Lives Matter
it was meant to be a counter. It was
a rebuttal to Black Lives Matter.
1000%.
Right? Because when we say Black Lives Matter, we're not saying that all lives don't. We know for inherently that all lives
I'm with you
matter,
there. I
right?
agree.
And so that was the conversation. That's where we were. We going back and forth. K jumps in talking about, we ain't gonna cancel ICE and all of that. You're saying we're not going to cancel ICE. First off, ain't nobody talking about canceling ICE, right? Me and ICE having a conversation. But you say we're not going to cancel ICE. ICE has a picture with the caption, All Lives Matter. You as a white man, to me, and this is how I took it, you as a white man interjected into this conversation about this hashtag of All Lives Matter, saying we're not going to cancel ICE, even though that wasn't even on the table to cancel ICE.
So let me throw this out there, and we may not even be able to drop this based on how this answer right here goes. Right? We might not be able to drop this piece. We might not be able to drop any of this shit depending on how this ends. Are you saying in that moment you associated Bigg K with co-signing All Lives Matter, being that it was a rebuttal at the time? Is that the reason why you had an issue with K? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't even take that as a cosign of All Lives Matter. Only thing I wanted K to understand is this is a and the crazy thing, even though we ain't been fucking with each other, right? I still don't want it to sound like on no Sunnin type shit, right? But you have 2 black men talking about something detrimental that's happening right now for this particular conversation about this particular hashtag, what it means, but also everybody in battle rap knows what I do outside of battle rap. So this is affecting me in a whole different era. So when I step up and speak on it, we having a whole different conversation that might not happen with almost anybody else in the culture. When you step in, come on, bro, this ain't, come on, It's like 2 brothers fight. If me and you get into a fight, if me and you get into a fist fight outside, with everybody out there, bet not nobody jump in. Because if somebody jump in to help me to hit, I'm going to hit their ass.
I agree with that point. I don't know if K, this is me being objective once again, since he's not here to speak for himself. I don't know if K is looking at you and Head Ice publicly on Twitter, having an exchange about his hashtag and taking that picture. I don't think that K looks at it as that type of equivalent. Like, oh, these two brothers is fighting in the street, let them have their fair one. If
that's the case, if not, and if I'm wrong about that, I'll be it. One thing about it, we need to stop. And I'll say this about K, I'll say this about any white person that even, I'll say this about A Ward, and that's my brother. We die to well-meaning white folks every day. We're always the ones who have to assume the best intentions. White folks don't never have to assume the best intentions. It's always us. Because if they step in and say something, or they step in and bring in a particular argument, we're supposed to say, oh, well, they meant this. It's not for me to decipher what you meant, because right now, I'm literally talking to this man, this black man, about something that I done almost died for every day for the past 4 years. Something that we've been fighting for every day for the past 4 years. Since I've been in the movement. We've been fighting for a long time, but me particularly. So if I say, hey, bro, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Because it didn't start off on, it escalated, right? The first conversation wasn't, hey, bro, you white. This ain't got nothing to do with you. That wasn't the first thing that was said. It's like, come on, bro, this ain't nobody even on it. Who's talking about canceling? Ain't nobody even on it. He kept going. So then that's when I did take it to a white, a black. Because when we had the conversation, when we had a text from hellas ago, it was like, oh, it's a white, you know, I feel like you're making this a white or black thing. I said, yes, I am. I absolutely am. Life is white and black. It's not gray, it's not purple, it's not green, it's not orange, it's white and it's black. I never got it before I stepped into the movement. When I got into the movement, I understood it a little bit. When I got into politics, oh, yeah, I understand how this system built. I understand who built this system and why. I understand the people that benefit from this system, even though they are brothers, they people that are in the culture, they people that we fuck with, they people that we hold as family. But they benefit from a system built on white supremacy unintentionally.
This conversation has a lot of branches.
Oh yeah, yes it does.
It has a lot of branches, and I'll say this. I'll go over this and then we'll talk off camera about this. Maybe this will drop. I'll drop it as a podcast episode or something like that for Sorry It's True. Because I feel like this is a very, very interesting conversation. If we decide to put this out, if we decide to double back, follow up, create more conversation about it, I think the way that you and I talk and we deliver messages to each other in front of people can only gain from it.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially if we're being objective towards each other. There's times where we're going to agree with each other, disagree, but we're always going to be level-headed. We're going to say things that are very logical.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think there's always going to be things to gain from conversations like this. So I will say this: great conversation, my man.
And
as far as you and K,
to say
2023 shit maybe.
To say one thing though, whether we battle or not, right? I want to have this conversation with K because it needs to happen. Because K ain't a person. To this day, I still don't look at K the way I look at Sharon, or that I look at somebody else, or one of these other cats where I feel culture appropriate, be out here faking, whatever it is. Culture.
Right? I'll end it like this. Let's not give too much away because it's not booked yet. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. I don't think K would ever have this conversation with you unless it was in the ring. So.
Oh, I love it. That's the best. That's the best place forward.